Assalamu alaikum and hello. Today I wish to talk about something very basic stuff, but if you think wisely, if you think logically, it is an important fact. The fact is, why don't Arabian countries, especially rich Muslim countries, does not have a asylum system like Europe or America has, or Australia, New Zealand, especially which counts as Western country. The whole world were fighting since the beginning for a piece of bread or piece of land. We were always fighting. So somehow those Western country, because of their smart policies, or somehow the population did not increase, but unfortunately poor country, lack of education or lack of smart policies, their population increased rapidly. Now Europe or America, Canada, Australia or New Zealand, especially Western country which they call, they have opportunities but they do not have workforce. For that they actually, as you can say in true word, import people. As you or me, we import stuff from other country. We just order through online and we get them in home. It's the same process, just instead of stuff they bring people to tackle their workforce, to take their country to the highest limit as they could. So the question is, why don't Arabian or especially rich Muslim countries does not have those asylum policies? See, the Arabian countries, they have a policy. It's not asylum policy, you just go in and stay forever. It's not like that, but it is called temporary resident permit. You can just get in legally and get visa to work 4 or 5 years and then keep on renewing your visa till you can work, but you never will have chance to live there as a permanent citizen. It happens in thousand, probably few people get the chance, or more than fewer, but they do not wish to have an asylum policy as Europe or America. There is some good reason. Most people we know, we just ignore as it's nothing. Most people, we have no idea why. If you go back to the history, you will find out most Arabian countries, they were also in war with their own neighboring country or among themselves, among their own people. But at that time, when an Arabian country needed help, other Arabian country, they did not help. And what happened is, those Arabian countries, they help present time all the strong countries. I'm not gonna mention any name. If you're a educated person, you have knowledge, I don't have to explain everything because my video probably gonna be less than 10 minutes. So I have to make my point. If you see most countries, which is Western Circle country, they were being helped by so many countries which refuses to help some Arabian or rich Muslim countries. Mostly that is what is the reason of Arabian countries aren't allowing people to get in and settle forever. Now you can blame Arabian, but you cannot force them because it's their choice. They do not wish to trust you again, as Europe or America or other Western country they does. But you can see they do give you stay permission, but they do not wish to give you an opportunity as to be a equal person like themselves. Few people, they struggle, somehow they got chance to go higher. But if you make your math, you will see most immigrants, they give the country a good opportunity to work as a labor while you're having a good degree. They will find some reason to just throw you out and make you to work as a normal labor. As you can see in Canada or Europe, America, Australia, New Zealand, most people from India, Pakistan or some Arabian country, they have higher education degrees, and most people who migrate to a rich country, when they were working in their own country, they have a good job and good skills, good job experience. But when they moved to that new country, they got not even close to that job they were expecting. So that country who import them, they actually get benefit out of it. Why? If you put a master degree holder to a cash as a cashier in a supermarket, you will find him working much better than a normal employee from your own country. Why? Because he has much bigger brain and he's much smarter than the person you could choose from your own country. So it benefits them. Plus, one way or another, if you think a little bit smartly, you will see most countries, they do not wish to give you actually the equal right. They just tell you you are equal, but you do not get your right. I'm not gonna say all country, but most country, even Arabians or European, all are same. But in Western countries, when you move in, you have a hope to be somebody that matters, important person, but you don't get that chance. In thousand, probably few people gonna get that opportunity to be the person they wish to be. Like in Europe or especially in Poland, they do not wish to bring any refugees from Arabian countries or Africa. If you're Muslim, not welcome, but if you're African, also you're not welcome. Why? Because they do not wish to let those people to go into their country. They hate you or for some other reason. I'm not going to say you have to believe me, but as I see on my calculation, the result came like those Muslims, terrorists or whatever, or those non-Muslim African or any Africans, they actually achieve their goal any way possible. That is why if you go to Europe or USA, UK, Australia, you will see most Muslim people or African people, they are actually fighting to get their right. And when you fight, one day you or your next generation, your children or your grandchildren, somebody will get that right. And that probably the problem. If you see in Europe or in America, this is what happening. When you reach to a level to talk equally as in America they did, or history says most rich Western country right now, they did, as the slavery time passed, but memory remained. And what happened to those slaves, we can understand totally what I'm trying to say. So my request to those who's actually behaving like a racist, do not like Muslims or Africans, to you my request, please do your homework. Go back to your history. Just read your own history. If you read your own history, you will find your answer. Before you curse or say any harsh thing to anybody, just do your homework. Read your own history and you will find your answer. Do not just believe somebody at the bar when he's drinking and he's drunk and tells you something. It could be a bluff. So before you buy something, try to find out the quality or the truth about it before you hate Muslims or Africans or any race. I do not have a problem with anybody, If you're a Christian or white person, you're most welcome in my country. Yes, we do not have much things to offer because your ancestors, they took everything from us. So if you really want to hate us, do your homework first, find some logical point, and then hate those people. Before Western society begins, those African people, so-called terrorist Muslim people, they did not beg, they did not go steal, they had their own culture and own life. Even the history says Africa was the richest place on earth before those Western civilization began. So the African people, they learned how to be pretty long before the Western people even thought about to be pretty. So do your homework. If you do not have enough knowledge, do not just argue, because if you argue with a knowledgeable person, you will make yourself fool and the person will call you an idiot. So before you make yourself fool, do your homework.